Welcome to AiXFunded beginner class. Today, we're looking at two risk rules that are easy to confuse: maximum overall loss and daily drawdown. They both limit losses, but they do not use the same calculation basis. That is why an account may still be above its overall loss floor and yet fail the challenge, because the daily limit was breached. By the end of this lesson, you'll know what each term means and how to check both rules with a $10,000 account. Let's define the two terms first. Maximum overall loss means the account value must never fall below a minimum calculated from the initial balance. Daily drawdown measures how far the account value has fallen relative to the previous day reference, and that reference resets each day at 8 a.m. UTC. One detail matters for both rules. Account value includes unrealized profit and loss. So an open position can affect whether a limit has been triggered, even before the trade is closed. The core difference is the calculation basis. Maximum overall loss starts from the initial balance and applies across the entire life of the account. It does not reset each day. Daily drawdown starts from the previous day reference and applies to the current trading day. Its reference updates at 8 a.m. UTC. These rules are checked independently and operate at the same time. Staying above the maximum overall loss floor does not guarantee that the daily drawdown rule is still safe. Now, let's use an example. Assume we're looking at a $10,000 standard challenge. The maximum overall loss is 6%, and the daily drawdown is 3%. For this example, we'll assume the previous day reference is also $10,000. We now need to calculate two different minimum values, one for maximum overall loss and one for daily drawdown. The account must satisfy both limits at the same time. First, calculate the maximum overall loss floor. Start with $10,000, then subtract 6% of $10,000. 6% is $600, so the minimum is $9,400. Next, calculate the daily drawdown floor. Using a previous day reference of $10,000, subtract 3% of $10,000. 3% is $300, so the minimum is $9,700. The account value must remain above both numbers. Now suppose the current account value is $9,650. Compare it with the maximum overall loss floor first. $9,650 is higher than $9,400, so the maximum overall loss rule has not been triggered. But compare it with the daily drawdown floor. $9,650 is lower than $9,700. The daily drawdown rule has been triggered, so the challenge fails even though the overall loss floor has not been breached. Here is one more detail that beginners often miss. Both rules use account value, not just the displayed account balance. Suppose the account balance is $9,750, but an open position has an unrealized loss of $100. The current account value is therefore $9,650. Because unrealized profit and loss is included, a risk rule may be triggered before the position is closed. Always monitor live account value, not only the balance. Let's recap. First, maximum overall loss is calculated from the initial balance and does not reset every day. Second, daily drawdown is calculated from the previous day reference and applies to the current trading day. Third, both rules include unrealized profit and loss, and both remain active at the same time. In practice, check both risk lines before and during every trade. That habit helps you avoid breaching one limit while focusing only on the other. This concludes today's AiXFunded beginner class.